till I get.
So Sierra knees, is that what we call him, Braxton Jones? I don't know. Is that a pause? That's a pause.
That's
kind
a
of.
pause.
That's a pause.
Definitely pause.
Yeah,
but I'm all in on
somebody.
Sierra.
Excuse me.
I'm all in on Sierra. Sierra is
you knock her off the park.
She all world.
She all world.
She all world.
This universe. All right.
Hey man, appreciate y'all tuning in and showing love to another edition of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. Yes, we are here a little bit early because we have an event that we have to attend later, which y'all should come out to. Come hang out with us if you're in the Kankakee area. We're gonna be at No Dogs out there giving away trips to San Francisco.
Oh yeah, you could
so
be one
pull
of
up on us. Shout out to ESPN. You can actually win because you come in as just a person. So you might be you gotta be able to throw a football though. And I've seen you throw a football in here.
Sign me
It's
up.
not pretty. Yeah, it's not gonna be good.
Me.
We got the squad in the building. Yeah. Hey man, as always, man, Jordan JC in the building, Mr. Media himself, pettiest man alive, Mr. P Kid, and of course, the mournful Superman, C-Dub.
Oh, snap.
A cutoff Derrick Rose.
Throwback, man. Once upon a time in 2012 on a summer afternoon, we were.
When did you cut the shirt?
Probably a couple of years ago.
That's worse. That's
been a
even
while.
more
It's been a while.
Because you don't lift weights.
I do, but I lift a lot more of the sandwiches than I lift weights. I need to get more consistent. But you know what? I had to go dig through the archives and find the shirt because this was the exact shirt. You know, y'all can roast me all you want, but this was the exact shirt that I wore when he tore his ACL the first time. So I had to bring it back because it's the only shirt I got, really.
On the day when Derrick Rose moves on,
because I'm sad
begins
about
the second half of his life, I'm going to bring back the shirt I wore on the worst day of his life.
You're the reason he didn't get the one day, right?
That's nuts.
He might still get the one day.
You know, he gonna definitely.
He better.
He probably
better retire.
The plan is Bulls not giving him the one day, but we'll see what ends up happening, man.
Jesus.
Hey, we got a lot to talk about on today's
Yes,
episode. Got to talk about some of the struggles that this defense may end up facing here in Week 4 because two major players going down on the Chicago Bears defense is going to be a little bit difficult to replace. Also, got to look at possibly a new lead back. The Chicago Bears with a lineup change possibly coming per Courtney Cronin. Is going to be what's going on over here?
I think we were good already.
I'm good.
He adjusted it.
I'm good.
He already adjusted it.
My ADHD be cool. Until Mush just be looking around, bro.
He helping the son out.
I ain't know what was going on. My bad.
I'm
I appreciate you. C-Dub. We
My
got to talk about
OCD was kicking in.
a possible lineup change for the Chicago Bears coming as well. And then, of course, we'll talk a little bit more about the Derrick Rose retirement with the team here. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave that 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Boys, what's good on a Thursday? Little Thursday night football.
Hey, man, you know what's good right now? That it's already Thursday. We already got 100 in the chat.
We already got 100 in the chat.
Oh, snap.
Coming fast.
Sorry, I couldn't find the horn.
Hey, I'll take that. Am I the new 100?
Oh, that's the wrong one. How you got me? Where at, Joe? Where's the right horn?
I don't know what's happening right here.
Why is this label fall? This got to be it. Oh, there you go. Why is that label? It's label fall.
Is that what a fall ball sounds?
No.
I would have never guessed that was the button.
Hey, shout out to the
Come on, Joe, you're messing
right
people
now.
up. Who we got? A super
We
chat?
got Django right there. Over or under on Williams.
Django.
Over under what? You got to set a
You
line.
you got to really
You got to set a
specific
line. We
on
talking
that
about yards. We
You
talking
know,
touchdowns.
We talking about
under.
What are we talking about here?
I don't know.
Yeah, over under what though?
But no, man. Let's start it off. Let's talk about.
Be more specific.
But I will say this: we appreciate
for the money, though.
You know, $20 is a healthy.
Appreciate the super chat.
Though.
Yeah, thank you.
But please clarify because we want to answer your question.
Let's start it off here. Defensively, we got some defensive woes going on here. Is on the injury report today. 2 names showing up as DNP. It's a list. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Where that name get on that list?
Hey,
where's Zach get on that list?
Zach Pickett's been on that list.
He's been on that.
Zach been on the list since the
Yeah,
beginning of time.
Zach Pickett's been on that list
All I saw
far
was
too long.
I saw Bayard, and then I was like Mercedes Lewis. Is like, okay. I've seen
Mercedes Lewis getting the old man day yet again.
Yeah.
This seems to be a theme. I think that's just what we're going to see throughout the season here. But I mean, listen, you end up apparently losing Andrew Billings. He is now a DNP this week, and also
mass unit.
seeing Kevin Byard go down as well. To a little bit of injury. There's some names definitely on here that are concerning, but those are 2 names on the defensive end that are massive additions to this defense. Now, Andrew Billings was here last year, but what he added to his game as a pass rusher has been irreplaceable early on. Are you concerned by the fact that both of these guys are DNP right now?
I'm concerned simply because we saw what Jonathan Taylor was able to do last week, and so I'm more concerned about what Bayard pretty much does and backing up the run because we got moonwalk with Jonathan Taylor. Kyron Williams younger. I mean, listen, you can't tell me JT went out there like getting busy. Like I mean, you should not be able to run against this defense. They ran against the defense.
You know what though? I would push back on that because every time we saw Jonathan Taylor really get himself going, it was at a point where it was like the offense turned the ball right back over, and the defense is like, "I just got the Gatorade. Like, what? All right, I'm back out there."
Literally, just sit down.
The false start on Darrell Taylor,
the head
the head bot, which is a I said false start, encroachment, which is a false start. Anything that the offensive player does on the line to force the defensive player to move to impact, not impact. What's the right word? To
entice.
Not entice. That
entice
sounds wild.
Persuade?
Influence was the word I was looking for. The defense to move. That's a false start.
Yeah.
But they don't call it. But you get that. Jonathan Taylor right back on the field. Defense is gas. He runs it down their throat. So I don't think what?
Janko said all of it.
And
then super chatted again.
Shout out Janko.
Citizens some more money. Be
Shout
more
out
specific.
Janko. All of it.
So
I don't think that Jonathan Taylor killed you. I think there were moments when he killed you, and those moments seem to be when the offense was just showing the least amount of production, or you just gave the ball back too quickly and the defense had to go back out there.
I feel you. In this case, I think because there's a better quarterback at the helm.
There's a better quarterback.
You're going to have that.
There's a lot better quarterback.
Right? Hey, listen, you knew that they were going to be one-dimensional at one point because Anthony Richardson wasn't getting anything off.
Anthony Richardson is dog.
That man just took a tank. I mean, he tanked. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't know what's going on.
He just took tank?
You know what? He's like Trevor Lawrence right now, but worse.
Which is impressive.
Hey,
is everybody on board now?
What?
Is everybody on board?
Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence is trash?
Oh, I've been on board.
I've been on that.
I've been on that train.
Absolutely.
Once I saw that Danny Dimes was better, I was like, "Hey, bro, I can't defend this guy, right?"
Absolutely.
But just get into it. I want to get everybody else's thoughts. Like, you have a better quarterback, so you know he's going to keep them honest, and then that opens up the run as well. So, like, I'm looking at this like, hey, we haven't been winning solely. We haven't won a game because of our offense. I'm expecting us to still have some growing pains. Yeah. I'm not looking forward to us being there, going in there with injuries and being a little hindered in that respect. Yeah. Because Matt Stafford is a dog. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on the dog. It's going to be a tough Sunday for us.
I got to be well. Here's why I say this may not be a tough Sunday. I did already talk to Pat earlier about the fact that I think that Matt Stafford's not going to help us with the turnovers like we got from Anthony Richardson. Like
he will not.
He's a very, very competent quarterback. Yeah. We talked about game managers. Steady. Matt Stafford's not going to lose you the game. At the very least, he's going to make sure his team is in the game, even without Cooper Kupp with Puka Nacua on the IR. Like, he's going to do what he's got to do. Yeah. My thing is, the big name on here for me on that list is Keenan Allen being limited. I think Keenan Allen, hopefully, if he comes back, we could see
four-time tip. Joe's not here.
It's all right. It's okay. I didn't even want to. Hey, it is what it is. But Keenan Allen, I think if he takes the field, we could see a very powerful offense. We could see an offense open up even more with the progression of Caleb Williams being able to actually get everybody involved. You saw that take a step forward with getting more receptions to Cole Kmet, being able to pass to the running back, dumping it off to Roschon Johnson, who's going to get more probably production this week coming up. You love to see that. So I think with 3 really good receivers, and DJ Moore even said it, now you don't have 2, you have 3. So we hopefully we can open up this offense a little bit more and get to scoring more points.
Yeah, I'm nervous a little bit. Man, back issues ain't no joke, man.
Nope.
With Byard, that's or with Byard and Wright. Byard and Wright, both with back issues.
And so with both of them dealing with back issues, that takes a while, especially Wright. Like you going up against another 300-pound dude that's coming at you full speed, like to hold your ground and try to block off that guy. That's going to be really tough. But even with Kevin Byard, like, man, another back issue. It just seems like the Bears, we just cannot win when it comes to injuries, man. And then I just saw that Roma Dunze was limited today with a hip. So it's concerning. It's not like the end of the world, but it's definitely concerning because back issues is no joke. That takes a time to heal from.
It does.
And then now I'm just, I'm hoping Rome is all right. That's who we gonna have out there by the time Sunday comes.
I mean, listen, it's not just the Bears. I can't just say it's just the Bears. I mean, heck, we coming up against a team that lost their 2 number 1 wide receivers.
Yeah.
Like
for fantasy purposes,
I am
screwed.
not. Kid, how you doing over there?
Oh, dog, listen. Hey, first of all, shout out to Ken. That was a close game. Listen, this was a close game. I was definitely beat by a smooth criminal. I like that joke. That was a good joke. That was a good joke. But you barely got by. I mean, 170 points without any of my main guys, you barely got by. In the HFL, I'm 3-0.
Oh, nice.
Shout out to the HFL.
Right,
solid team in the
nice,
HFL.
nice.
HFL solid league.
I'm pulling up the Rams injury report, by the way.
Listen, there's a lot of injuries around the league. I can't say that the Bears are getting hit. If I'm being honest with you, right, when I see the limiteds, I feel better about those guys because you got a team that's willing to fight through it outside of one guy. You know what I mean? And so I'm not as worried about the guys who are limited. The guys who do concern me, though, like I said, the number one for me is Andrew Billings.
Yeah.
Because Andrew Billings has what he's done as a pass rusher this year has just been absolutely impressive. I mean, if we're being real, nobody had Andrew Billings as one of the elite pass rushers in the NFL on your bingo card coming into this season.
No.
I'm sorry, you just didn't.
We didn't see
You
it.
knew he was a run stopper.
Yeah, we didn't see it.
You knew that he had the run stop moves. You knew he was going to push the pocket. You knew he was going to be able to attack. He's not only doing it from a nose tackle position, but he's also doing it from a defense or a 3 technique position as well. I just think that that's the loss that, to me, if you can get anybody back this week, and I love Kevin Byard, I would love to have him out there. I want to pull up the numbers on how much of an impact he really has.
Why you do that? Just look at the sheer list.
My God.
Just the size of the list.
That's almost 15 names.
Listen, it's 3. They got 3 people.
Yeah,
One
you talking about the Ram?
Yeah. It's only Cooper Kupp. I mean, listen.
Well, they lost
Davis
a lot of
Allen
dudes before the season even started.
Facts.
They lost a lot of dudes before the season even started. It's battle of beat. Battle of the beat right there.
A lot of second string players.
I'm trying to find this. So Kevin Byard through 3 games this season. These are the numbers. Jacob Infante pulled these out. I believe these are from PFF. He's got a 5.3% missed tackle rate. He's got 20 receiving yards allowed on the season. He's got a 71.1 grade in coverage. He got a 74.7 grade in run defense. That's top 20. The coverage number is 20th in the top 20. He's got a 76.7 PFF grade overall. That is 13th for all safeties.
Let's go.
That's 13th for all safeties in the NFL right now.
Yeah.
That is a major blow to your defense. But losing that guy who has been opposite Javon Dexter, and I'm not going to say that he is the reason Javon Dexter has had this jump, but he definitely helps Javon Dexter. Yeah. Losing that guy up front to me is more concerning, because especially going up against a guy like Matthew Stafford, because he's the guy. If you get him and Dex coming through the middle, that's how you get guys running into Montez Sweat. That's how you get them running into DeMarcus Walker. That's how you get more of that impact. I think that is going to be very, very important for the Chicago Bears to get him back out there, him back healthy as soon as possible, especially if you plan to keep or start winning games and then keep winning games.
And JC, what's also important? That the fans get 2 pumps, because we have over 200 in the chat.
Over 200 in the chat!
Oh, snap.
coming fast.
too, but I like the emphasis right there.
Oh,
I like the
trio of pumps. Okay,
Hey,
my
you,
bad.
You
All
were
right.
busy pumping instead of flipping the camera.
Yeah, you're supposed to be cameraman.
You gotta
man.
flick the camera, dog.
I got to move. All right, I got to get moving.
I'm
But
concerned.
you know what? A couple. Yeah, you're locked in here.
I'm
There's nowhere to go,
concerned.
buddy.
I've never been this
You
close.
got pumped on.
Oh, snap.
Dang.
I'm challenging your challenge.
I didn't even say that. Jesus. But no, I got a couple of points. So the only reason why I would say if Kevin Byard is not in this game, this would probably be the best time for him to heal up without us kind of having too much of a consequence, because you don't have Cooper Kupp, you don't have Nasua, who are probably going to threaten our defense going down the field. And so I hope that, who's the threat? Kyron Williams at running back. I'm not sure who else is at wide receiver. Kyron is a dog. Kyron is a dog. When healthy, he's nice. And then, of course, like I mentioned, Matt Stafford. But hopefully you got the guys up front that'll assist with, not having to have too much pressure on those back guys, those safeties like Jaquan and whoever else is going to step in if Kevin's not going to be able to go. But another thing that I actually want to mention is the rookies that the Rams have. We talked about Aaron Donald not being on this team, not having that threat in the interior. But my God, they got two really good guys when it comes to pressure. That's rookies. And we talked about one of them. Joe wanted one of them, Jared Verse. He's one of the top guys in the league in pressure. Then on the other side, you got Braden Fisk, who I liked. He's also a top guy in pressure. I had read on X at one point. And so you got those two rookies that are really going to be trying to barrel down on Caleb Williams. That's not something that you need to overlook. Those two guys are hungry. You see some of the pass rush moves that Jared Verse has in his arsenal. Yeah. He's special. And he could impact the game if we honestly if Braxton Jones has on slides again, he might be sliding back into Caleb with Jared Verse coming at him. So hey.
Well, listen, and that's what's concerning about this as well. And we're gonna take a quick break. We'll come back on the other side and talk about the concern there as well, because you bring up some good points about the defensive ends that they have, some young dogs over there, some young over there.
Perfectly timed.
Well, I mean, I'm sitting right here. I would hope I can do it. You bring up the young dogs that they got over there. We've got some problems of our own.
Yes.
On our offensive line, on that injury report as well. And so we'll talk about that and also get into some more Bears talk. And then, of course, at the end, we'll have to apparently mourn Derrick Rose. Apparently people are mourning him. I'm excited. I'm excited for the second half of this. I'm excited to see what he becomes. Because I feel like Derrick Rose is going to be on some like Kobe path type stuff. You're right. We'll talk about all that more on the other side. Dub is...
Guy, yeah.
He gets shy right there. What the heck was that?
I forgot the lyrics.
That made us laugh. Like, we'll be back after this. Happening Bears Nation, it's your boy Pat the Designer from the Windy City Breeze, where we keep it 100 about everything Chicago Bears. Now, if you're like me, you don't just watch the game, you live it, and that's why you need to check out BetDSI. BetDSI is where it's at if you want to put your money where your mouth is. They've been doing it for over 20 years, giving you the best odds, lightning fast payouts, and a platform that's as solid as the best O-line. Whether you're betting on the Bears to take it all the way or making clutch live bets during the game, BetDSI has you covered. And here is the kicker. Just because you're rolling with the Windy City Breeze, BetDSI is hooking you up. Sign up today with the promo code WCB, and they'll give you 120% bonus on your first deposit up to $1,000. That's free money, folks, to make sure that you're winning as you back our boys in the blue and orange. So what are you doing? What are you waiting for? Head over to betdsi.eu, use the code WCB, and start turning your Bears passion into serious cash. BetDSI, where real Bears fans get it done. Appreciate you guys for tuning in and watching the show. Today's episode of the podcast is brought to you by Aura. Have you ever done a Google search on your own name? You'd be surprised what pops up. Your full name, email address, home address, health records, your relatives. It's all out there. And that's why I've been using Aura, the sponsor of today's video. Aura shows me which data brokers are selling my information and automatically submits opt-out requests just for me. Cleaning up my information not only helps reduce the amount of spam I get, but it protects me from hackers who could use that information to help them access my social media, bank accounts, and other sensitive information. It's really simple to set up. I don't have to download several apps or go to things like antivirus, VPN, password management, parental controls, identity theft, but you can get all of that in one place with Aura. I get everything at one affordable price as well. You may already have one or two of these tools, but not having Aura is like leaving the front door locked while leaving the back door and windows wide open. For you to be able to take advantage of Aura, we got a special deal for you here today. Stop data brokers from exposing your personal information. Go to my sponsor at https:/aura.com/the Windy City. Again, that is aura.com/the Windy City to get a 14-day free trial and see how much of your information is being sold. Gotta get your groove on!
I ain't gonna lie, I was not ready for
Those
that.
some good octaves.
I was not ready for that. God, my ear.
Oh, snap.
Hey, that's my favorite part, dog. That's my favorite part.
You gotta get your groove on.
Just kept coming back out. I'm just like, gotta get your groove on. That's had me dying, dog.
Yo.
Welcome back into the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, man. Leave that 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Let's keep the conversation going because before we went to break, JC brought up a really good point about the dogs that they have on the other side of that defensive line there. Some really nice young pieces, more so on the edge than anything else. But the Chicago Bears are in a situation right now. I hit the wrong thing. Didn't mean to hit y'all with the subscribe.
I want you to
button.
subscribe.
Hey, that's not a bad thing. Hey,
I want you to subscribe.
remind them
I
again.
want you to share.
I didn't mean to double sub y'all like that, dog.
Double sub.
Double sub.
Double
Double
sub.
up on a
On a
Thursday.
Thursday afternoon. I want you to double sub. Yeah, absolutely. Show your mama to double
Thursday
sub. How about
afternoon.
that?
Hell, sub.
Hey, listen.
That's what-
Make it happen. That's all I want you to do.
On the Thursday.
The struggle the Chicago Bears are dealing with right now, Darnell Wright with a back injury as well. Yes, he is limited today, but it is a back at a position where,
It's a hard transition.
I mean, yeah.
That's tough.
but it's a back at a position where, dog, that's not where you want to take a chance at that. You know, if you throw him out there, that can get so much worse. Do we see him actually end up playing in this game? Nate Davis is a full go. I mean, that's not exactly the best news of the day. But then Braxton Jones as well with that knee limited again. First things first, I mean, are the Bears in an even worse offensive line situation than they've been in heading into this week? Or is it just, I mean, at this point, when 5 dudes fall down on the field, is it just status quo?
You get any worse
Is it
than
just
that?
status quo?
It's just status quo.
I'm in my room.
That's gonna get
That's how Braxton Jones was, dog.
Man, it was face
Braxton
down.
Jones had both knees on the ground and a fist, hammer fisting, bro.
He was begging.
Hammer
it was
fist,
posing.
Leading and begging.
I'm in my room.
You know what? I don't.
Why you hit that so perfect?
Bro, on the actual when he did it, it sounded melodious, like he had like an auto tune on.
Right.
This
Like
man's voice
low-key
got to
battles.
gather. It got to carry a little bit. God.
That's how you got to do it.
But no, man. You know what? Can it get any worse? I don't know if it get any worse than the 5 guys on the beach on a Sunday. But I don't know. But, here's my thing, though. We're probably going to implement Kieran Amagaji. I always get his name wrong. Amagaji for the first. Karan Amagaji.
Karan
Amagaji.
Thank you.
Beautiful name.
Spell it.
Beautiful name.
I'm not going to spell. I'm not Karan A.
I got to put it in the title. I don't know if I can
I
spell
was
it.
about to say I'm not doing that, but I think that because he hasn't had any time in real game, moments, I feel like that's a gamble. Even though we know that he's a high pick and he's somebody who you probably can trust eventually, putting him out there at right tackle if Darnell Wright is obviously not going to go, and then maybe Matt Pryor, who's the starting right guard now. That's going to be a gamble. I wanted to see how that's going to turn out. Again, as we mentioned with the 2 rookie defensive ends on the Rams. So we'll see.
Hey, Pat, you know who didn't sit there and have their cheeks up on a
Whoa.
Sunday afternoon?
Whoa,
The fans
whoa.
showing up with 300 in the chat.
Over 300 in the chat.
Everybody was sitting there cheeks up, but not the
Dang.
fans. The fans were in their seats watching us. That's all that shit.
I did not see that coming.
I didn't know where
you were going with that. I was like, what kind of?
we're all uncomfortable.
Oh boy.
Hey, listen, get very uncomfortable because 400 is coming.
Oh boy.
Coming fast, but I'm hot and ready. I'm not going to be.
Here's my one thing though, and I keep hearing people say this. I said this on the Chicago Bears podcast today as well. People keep saying, "Oh, Karan, he didn't have an offseason. He didn't have a training program. He didn't have a summer program.
He practiced.
He's not going to get one. He's just not. He's not going to get one, right? I mean, like if we being real, he's."
Hey, son, this is your opportunity.
This is your opportunity, and you can't just keep saying, "Well, he didn't have this, so we got a slow plan." Because I'll say this, and again, a concern, right? We've talked about the offensive line concerns. If you are scared to put Karan Amagaji out there because you feel like he's not ready or he's not good enough, then you have internal problems. You probably shouldn't have drafted him.
That's a good point.
Because I get it. He's got he's a third-round pick from Yale. You know, there's a lot of things going against him. But you picked him.
Level of play.
We didn't pick him. You picked him. You said this guy, and you didn't pick anybody else. There were other names on the board that you could have moved up and got. You could have moved around. This is what you wanted. And so you can't sit here and tell me, and I understand, not putting a guy in when he's ready. But you drafted a guy who came in with a quad injury that wasn't going to be a part of a summer program, and your game plan was to never play him at all during the season. I'm sorry, that's not a good game plan.
Especially when you need line help. And you draft him in the third round. So, I mean, you got to
play him.
You got to do it.
Got to play him. We ain't really much of a choice. I mean, at the end of the day, with guys falling down on the line of scrimmage and guys being hurt and not being able to come to play, all hands on deck at this point, I don't know if we can really afford to go 1-3. We got to win this game. If
we can't afford it because this is the weak
back
part
end
of the schedule.
The back end of the schedule is going to be rough.
It's all
the
division.
Vikings looking strong. The Packers still looking good.
Yeah.
I think that's
Detroit.
I think that's a good time.
I'm nervous.
Friday.
I'm nervous.
That takes us down a conversation where it's like you probably should stop thinking about, hey, let's pile up as many wins. You have too many deficiencies. You're now focused on development. You can't.
Well, what you say? We're not focused on winning.
I'm not saying. Now, here's the thing. You play to win. Don't get me wrong. But if you want to say, hey, let's get everyone healthy and rush them out there to play. Like at this point, probably not. You're not going very far. Like you're not going very far playoff wise if we make it there. We all have the general consensus that's not the case.
I will say this is the struggle.
I wouldn't do that yet.
If you're not winning because your coaching staff didn't figure it out, which means your coaching staff is probably not here. So then you're just starting over. Which I said do that when you brought in the new quarterback. But I don't want to do it now because now you're finna reset his brain. F this man up because now he got to go through a whole new path that he wasn't going down.
I frankly don't think Shane's the problem.
Shout out to
and I do think that
it's not about Shane being the problem, but it's about
typically
if you fire Matt Eberflus, who would at that point you're saying what he wins another 7-8 games this season. His record is 19 and
he's 26
42.
Now.
Get out. After 3 seasons, you won 19 games. Now you gotta go.
Yeah.
Great DC, not a great head coach. But I will say this, and we're gonna transition into this as well. He's making head coaching decisions that, at least based on the reports, we'll see what ends up playing out in the game. And shout out to Pterodactyl Pop.
Shout out
for being a Breeze super fan for a month. Right now, his first month as a full Breeze super fan, said, I saw last night, but Will Levis is a combo of Nathan Peterman and Brett Favre on Matt.
I missed that.
Sorry, had to share because I can't unsee it now. What?
That's an interesting combo right there.
Hey, when I read it,
is the meth improving him or not improving?
I missed the meth part because I was like, Nathan Peterman, Brett Favre. I'm like, that sounds like a conservative gunslinger. That's what it sounds. I was like, you know what?
A mid gunslinger?
It's like he's accurate, but he doesn't shoot often. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, that might be a good mix. But then the meth part hit. And it was just like, no, that ain't
good. Is
the
meth improving or hurting the game?
Oh, it's definitely hurting.
I think it definitely hurts.
I've seen cocaine improve football players' games. You know what I mean?
LT is a living legend.
Michael Irvin's in the hall. But no, man, I think at the end of the day, here's my thing with it. You have to your point, you have to focus on the development of it.
Yes.
But without wins, you're basically developing somebody else's project.
Yep.
And you do have to focus on the wins, which is why I like how Matt Eberflus is making his decisions heading into this week. Based on everything that we've heard, Jeremy Fowler talked about this yesterday. We talked about this on the show. Roschon Johnson is expected to get more of a lead role or more touches this week, more reps this week. And talking with Courtney Cronin today, she made it seem like how can you not put him in a lead role when you know what you have on the offensive line and you see the deficiencies of this offensive line not getting better and the deficiencies of DeAndre Swift. And a lot of that, yes, the offensive line is bad. DeAndre Swift is not great either. He does not see the whole well. It's so funny. If you watch Tuesday's episode of the Chicago Bears podcast, J-Mac breaks down everything that you need to do when running the football in outside zone. And literally, Matt Eberflus breaks down what he needs to see better from DeAndre Swift. It is literally everything J-Mac said that you need to do when running outside zone. You're running this outside zone scheme. You're probably going to transition more into a power scheme with Roschon Johnson back there. But the belief that he is probably going to get lead back reps heading into this Rams game, and it's going to be more of a running back by committee style, but that he's going to get the first touches. That to me is a big head coaching decision because you're making a decision that your GM probably is not thrilled about. Hey, dog, I know you paid him $8 million. Bad job.
Yeah.
I got to play this rookie that makes, or this second year player that makes $900K because you wanted to pay him $8 and not address the offensive line, and he can get 4 yards per carry behind this offensive line. He's got to play. I think this is the first real
coaching.
This is going to ruffle some feathers, but I got to do it. Move that I've seen Matt Eberflus make, and I love it.
At the end of the day, I mean, that's what you want to do when you see some of the best teams do the same thing. We talked about a long time ago about the quarterback situation in San Francisco when they still had Trey Lance and they had, I forgot who the other guy was, and then they had Brock Purdy.
That's my favorite story ever, dog.
It was like, hey, this guy's better than everybody else that's in front of him. Play him. Be logical. What's the coach there? Not McVay. McVay is Rams. Shanahan. When Shanahan said, I got to go tell the GM that the last pick in the draft is better than the dude that he traded 4 first-round picks for.
That's tough.
Hey, JC,
this is not going to be fun.
Do you know how they ended up getting Brock Purdy?
Oh, God, here you go. How did they end up getting Brock Purdy?
Thank Kirk Cousins.
Oh, thank Kirk Cousins. Okay. All right.
Do you?
I knew there was some mid defender.
The mid defender.
Okay. Thank you, Kirk Cousins.
Thank Kirk Cousins.
Thank you, Cousins.
Kirk Cousins is a dog.
Here's a question I got.
You like that? No, here it is.
You like that?
The mid defender. A little flaccid at the end.
Well, I mean, he is.
I got a question for you guys. So
we are getting that sponsorship.
When it comes to all the injuries, we see the mass unit on both sides of this team, both teams. I mean, the list is just getting bigger and bigger. Do we look at it as glass half full that these things are happening early on in the season, and hopefully it goes from DNP to limited to full, and then we start seeing people getting healthy, and we get out of the way of the injuries? So then on the back end, we'll see a full developed
that's the hope.
Team that starts to come together because everybody's on the field.
I don't look at it as glass half full for the big guys because big guys don't get healthier.
Yeah, that is.
I just don't. I mean, very rarely do you see he went down with a back injury the first week when his back stopped bothering him. Never.
Maybe that's the reason why Darnell hasn't been playing.
Could be. It absolutely could be. I think that absolutely plays into it. By the way, over 400.
Snap!
I can't weird setup.
All right.
I wanted that weird setup.
But I mean, listen. I honestly it's. I'm like that.
All right, did he?
Whoa! Did he do it?
What's happening over there?
Did he do it?
Yeah, he did.
He did it.
Yeah, he did it. Yeah, we have no questions on that. I don't think that you get the glass half full aspect when you deal with the big guys. Maybe at Keenan Allen you do, but we know, based on what we've heard, that it's some sort of plantar fasciitis, whatever that lingers into. Boy. There's varying degrees of plantar fasciitis. So there's somewhere it's severe, and it's the downturn of your career. There's others where you can manage and play through and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's tough.
your hope is that this is an early in the season problem for Keenan Allen, not a late in the season problem. But there's not a lot of, it's football, dog. You don't get healthier.
No.
So when people are always like, well, at least this is happening now, I'm like, I guess.
And then you got to think too.
Kinda.
You got to think too. These guys are 300 pounds, man. All this weight on those injured limbs on your back. That's a lot to recover from. Like you said, Keenan Allen, he's in shape. Those guys are more athletic, so they probably could recover from things like that. But bro, Andrew Billings, man, like big guys like that, like that's hard to come back from, man. And it's like this happening now. I think it's more, man, I hate to say it, glass half empty because of the simple fact that we just don't know the outlook of the rest of the season because of the back half of the schedule being so tough. You got these guys that are crucial for the team to be successful. The trenches are hurt. The trenches are broken down. So if the trenches are broken down, who's going to protect Caleb, and how are we going to get to the quarterback on the other side? And man, and Billings is crucial for that, man. So like, I'm a little worried about that, to be honest with you.
I'm a little glass half full because realistically, this is a labor team. They don't have one of the most dominant historical defensive players to have ever played the game anymore. Like realistically,
that does make a big difference.
If Aaron Donald was still there, this is a whole different conversation. You see what I'm saying? So like, I'm a little bit on that. At the same time, they're in somewhat of a downswing as well, even though they just beat the 49ers. So, that is kind of a tough comment to make. But still, like they don't scare me in the sense of, what they can, how they can get to Caleb and things of that nature. And you pair that with we leave them, and who do we play after that? Play Carolina. You play Jacksonville.
That's good medicine.
Jacksonville, Carolina.
You got Carolina. You got Jacksonville.
Then we have the bye week.
Yeah.
Right.
So, that's good medicine.
So like when you sit there and you look at that, it's like, hey, this is probably going to be the best competition we play before the bye week. So let's see how we do against that. Hopefully Caleb can actually start getting some things going. And then we go into Carolina. I think that's going to be a moonwalk. Oh man, red rifle or not, I think that's going to be a moonwalk.
Nah, it's a moonwalk, dog. You ain't got to all man that one.
Hey, listen.
You ain't got to all man that one.
Look, I don't know what I'm not confident about nothing right now but I don't think he put up a lot of good points with Deontay.
But I don't think their defense is that much better.
They're missing their best. They're missing their best pass rusher now.
And then I think we're going to kill Jacksonville.
Yeah,
listen,
I'm not gonna lie. You're not wrong. We did just play a team that was missing their best pass rusher.
Yeah.
I will say this too, man, and I'm not gonna lie. I know I hate on Jacksonville a lot, and more so just Trevor Lawrence.
Rightfully so.
No, so just Trevor Lawrence, and it's not even hate. It's just
he was so overhyped.
It's not even hate. No, it's that people ignore him. They might just like, oh, Trevor Lawrence sucks. Okay, so what we got going over here? Justin Fields, you piece of garbage. It's like, hey, dog.
Exactly.
Y'all know he was 11, right?
It's so much attention put on Trevor Lawrence. It's not enough attention put on Trevor Lawrence being bad, but it's so much attention put on Justin Fields for not being as good as we hoped.
And he lost the last 8 games that he's played.
So.
Who, Trevor?
Yeah,
Trevor's cheeks,
he's
bro.
0-8.
He's cheeks. Trevor Lawrence gets hyped up for one comeback in a playoff game. That he put his team in a hole in by throwing 4 horrible interceptions.
That's true.
And he
came back down 28-3. Here we go. I was like, he threw 4. They're on him. He threw it to the other team.
He recovered from his own mistake.
Literally. Who was calling that game? Was that Adam Amin on that game? I swear I heard him just like,
he got like 30.
What a pass by Trevor Lawrence to the other team. You know what I mean? Like, no, dog, like it was like, but anyway, I was actually giving Jacksonville the advantage in that game, was the point I was making. But watching how they playing, dog, like I don't know, man. Like, that's bad. They're really bad.
I put this out there. I believe it. I think Mac Jones is probably going to end up starting before the end of the season.
He's the backup?
He's the backup.
Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it.
It's a lot of money.
They just paid Trevor money. They just paid him a lot of money.
I'm going to tell you this.
He's getting hit so bad. He's getting hit hard.
Kid, I'm going to tell you this right now.
I know how football works and stuff like that, but he's getting hit hard.
You think it's tough to sit DeAndre Swift. You just paid that man $250 million.
Bro,
he not
one of the top
quarterbacks playing ever.
You're not letting $50 million sit on the bench.
Like, they don't really have a good O-line.
No.
The O-line is not so like if you're losing, I'm not going to put my $50 million a year at risk either.
That's not a good excuse because you put in a lot of players. You
Well,
brought a
it's
lot
a
of
great
players on that
excuse.
team. No, I'm saying like you have players around them where they're expected to win now. Travis Etienne, Christian Kirk. I can't remember the other receiver. They got some
Dog, they
players
just
on
got
that
beat
squad.
47 to 3.
Gabe Davis,
They
yeah,
just
like
got beat 47 to 10.
I
They're not
understand
winning
that,
anytime.
but
so.
that's not my point. My point is they expected to actually be more successful than they were last year. This is not a rebuilding team in a sense where they're purposely trying to tank. They're purposely trying to find a way to lose games. I just think they're just having a bad go of it.
They're having a really bad go of it. I'm trying to see what their offensive line ranking is real quick because I haven't. What's crazy? I just know I can scroll to the bottom and find the Bears.
Yeah, I'll be surprised.
Washington,
and for all the people that said
Minnesota.
Washington and Jaden Daniels on it,
top
you just
15
passed the
offensive
top
line.
15. Thank you.
Top 15
But
offensive
that
line.
matters.
They
That
actually made
matters.
some changes to the offense.
Bears
Wow.
are 20. Wow.
I don't know about
I
that.
don't know about that either.
I think that was preseason.
Are the Rams ranked
No,
below
this is
us?
week 4.
Oh,
The Rams are ranked below
Did I
us?
miss the Jaguars?
Rams
Are the
no,
Jaguars
you
the
didn't.
worst?
Are you sick? Oh,
Jaguars 29th. Cam Robinson,
Ezra's nice. Mitch
Walker
Morris is
Little,
nice.
Mitch Morse.
Brandon Scherf is
Ezra
nice.
Cleveland.
I know them names now.
They got some nice things. Did they all get hurt? Are they all dead? No, they're just
Boy.
playing bad. They're not
Ooh,
dead.
boy.
They're just playing bad. Get after them. That's all I care about, man.
yeah.
But no, at the end of the day, like I just there are games on the schedule that I did have chalked up as like maybe this is a loss, maybe this is a loss, and you didn't get them. Now, but I had the Rams game, or not the Rams game, the Colts game chalked up as a win.
Yeah.
So you kind of just got to take whatever the NFL is giving you. That's the part that sucks
I had
about
the
it.
Rams game as a loss, but now
I had the
injuries,
Rams game as a loss, but with the injuries, I think
that's
I
a
got
win.
the Rams game with the win. Especially again, we
Certainly
talk about Roschon Johnson getting that switch to being the lead back, possibly like that's big. That's your head coach making a decision 4 weeks into the season, going, "Hey, dog, no, we gotta fix this. This has to be better." And so we're gonna put this young man out here. And we're going to allow him to lead the way with a power run style of offense. I like that from the Chicago Bears team, honestly.
That's one of the things that I was mentioning is that you have to have something to complement the passing. We love the fact that the Bears, I'm not going to lie. Do I want to see 52 passes every single game from Caleb? No. Do I like the fact that I see a lot of passes
never want to see it again.
and getting close to 400 yards?
Yes.
With 4 touchdowns, maybe? Absolutely. I would love to see that in a lesser
fantasy
sample
owner?
size.
As
a fantasy owner. You know what?
Hey,
I sat him on my bench, by the way. He gave me 51 points over Carr from the Saints. Carr was cooking until that last week. But anyway, I digress about that. My thing is like
50 on the bench.
51
Who
man
gave
on
you
the bench.
51
51
points?
last week.
He got Caleb as quarterback.
He got better with the two touchdowns.
Okay.
It looked worse when he just had the 2 interceptions.
I'm about to say, what the
No, he came
2
back.
touchdowns, 300 plus yards.
Yeah,
gives you a
that'll
little
give you
point
some
boost.
That'll give you some
Hey,
That's
points.
some 40-yard passes. Yeah, that's
yeah,
probably
that'll give you some points. But my thing is like
they got going on in that league.
Every completion gives you a point. Every incompletion gives you a half a point.
Every incompletion, you lose a half a point.
You lose a half a point, but every completion you gain a point.
Well, he completed a lot of passes that day.
He completed
33.
Completed 33 passes. That's 33 points.
There you go. Wow.
But we hope that with
That's a cheating system right
Yeah,
there, boy.
That's why quarterbacks go early. Yeah.
Hey, that's a very
I don't know who came up with
very
that.
generous.
You ain't
point
lying,
system
dog.
Right there. No, I'm like,
Well, Jordan's one of the
because I got Caleb in another league. I'm like, ain't
admins.
nowhere near 50 points.
Ain't you one of the admins in that league?
I'm one of the
Commissioners.
commissioners. I'm not the admin. We already discussed like the point total and the
I
settings
like the
a
idea
year
that
ago.
quarterbacks get a completion point.
Yeah.
In the incompletion thing. I don't know. I like that.
I mean, I don't.
So how much is that
because
touchdown?
Because you can complete a pass
That's right.
behind the yard of scrimmage and it go nowhere.
I think regular touchdown 6 points, right?
Yeah.
For the quarterback. Yeah.
Yeah, 6 points.
So it's 7 with the reception.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you throwing the yards. Yeah. You can tally up.
That's a lot of points.
That's a lot of points,
That's a lot of
dog.
points. I don't know if I like that.
Oh, the IDP league is fun.
I don't know if I like
fun,
that.
bro.
First of all, it's fun from a standpoint of you're watching the entire game because you got defensive players that you're looking at too. Like I got Edwards on my team, so I'm looking at the defense and how he plays as well with the tackles, interceptions, whatever, like pass deflections, like all that matters in there.
Yeah.
I like this comment here. Y'all willing to entertain it before
Let's
we
do
move
it.
on?
What is it?
Just because I know it's been, everyone's been looking at the Bears, so-called, working on another QB, stuff like that. The trade talk around Bajan has happened. So Eric with the comment, we need to trade Bajan for a guard or center while his value is up there. Talk on that. Why else they bring in the KC QB for a tryout?
I mean, if it's possible. But no one's giving up a center.
This is the thing. You bring in players all the time. You bring in players all the time for a tryout.
I'm not sure about that.
Here's why nobody would give up a center. Why would I bring in a quarterback where I feel like quarterback is the issue and give up my starting center?
We need.
Well, I would say this.
You know what I mean?
Well,
like you know where starting center is not the problem? New York. They would want to trade for Tyson Bagent. They're not going to give you their starting center.
Well, he mentioned guard or center. I know you could potentially get a guard. Centers,
Not
no.
starting. I don't know.
Probably not.
Those are premium positions, bro. Like
I
starting.
What team? And I keep seeing this. What team do you think you're even going to get close to that with?
Well, I mean, I did see
you might get a
what did you say?
backup.
Raiders.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
The
'Cause there was
Raiders
a
would
mock-
trade their
there was a mock-
starting.
Yeah.
Potentially because you have to add Tyson along with maybe say your second pick from Carolina. Then that's where it would work. Where it's like, okay, well,
They're in tear down mode.
The only
halfway,
thing Raiders is enticing because Lou Getzi is there. He knows the system, all of that stuff. But like,
Yeah.
I even that. Why the heck would they make their offensive line worse when you can add a quarterback, but where you're trending right now, you can draft a quarterback.
Like the one thing I will say is we are in the era of football where like we've seen some weird things. It is not beyond the realm of possibility. And there's some.
I mean, am I going to
to
say there's zero chance? No.
Yeah,
But am I going to say that? And guys,
James.
also,
Yeah.
I was wondering about that.
And
Unless
you
you're
got Jackson
sending me JPJ,
which ain't gonna happen.
I'm Gucci.
Yeah.
I thought Andre James. I thought was a top 5.
I'm not
center.
trade. Why would they trade their starting center?
They're not gonna do that.
But that was the actual trade offer that I saw that was in.
He's
on
more
the mock trade.
valuable than Bagent is.
Yeah, way more valuable. Like you can get
Who's that starting QB right now?
you can Gardner Minshew. You know, I like Minshew a little bit, but you
that's your mid guy?
can get that's my mid
That's
guy.
your mid
You
guy?
know what? That is
Mid's
my
a
mid
mid
guy.
guy.
That is my
Mid
mid
guy.
defender guy because
Come on, Gardner.
Minshew always had numbers that will make you go like, "Hey, this dude kind of nice, bro." And then like you watch the games, you be like,
He's out.
Jacksonville,
Okay.
he was nice. He was nice.
"But yeah, I'm not buying the."
Oh, he looks like a backup.
I'm not. Oh yeah, Gardner Minshew.
Because of stash.
What did
He
Jeremy
looks
Jones,
like a backup.
It's a
PFF
stash.
pass
JPJ
blocking,
he's only been out there limited.
Hey,
He's
that
been
man
limited
putting
out there, so
but he's
he's
good at
only
pass
played
blocking.
21 snaps
Got you. Okay.
this
All right.
season. Dealt with some injury and stuff like
Okay.
that, but it's good to see him, getting back out there. But no, man, I like to me.
Jeez.
He got a 73.
I don't see that as a viable option.
I think
you can trade Tyson
Here-
Bagent
hold
and
on.
get a
Here's-
draft
I
pick.
think
what
with
I
enough
believe.
picks though, you can make it happen.
Yeah, because
With enough picks, and at this
Okay.
point, polls skip them picks.
Well, that's
like
different.
seriously,
You
skip
back-
them
you
picks.
back to saying
I'm
that
back
now.
to. Hey,
So that's different.
I'm back to skip
If-
them
if
picks.
you're gonna put in draft capital as opposed to just a backup quarterback, then yeah, that's a different story. But ain't nobody
have to.
for a backup quarterback. No one's gonna trade away their starting player. or
But-
center.
And I want you to understand what's at stake. He's almost put himself where his back's against the wall. He's no longer going to be on the fleecing end of trades. He can't fleece another trade at this point. You've like listen.
I wouldn't say that.
Depending on who
you
you talking
can
to.
until
there's a
you
lot of
talk
there's
to
a lot of
somebody.
very
Listen.
thirsty and desperate people, especially come midseason, which is what I was going to say is maybe at near the trade deadline you might get
Hear me
somebody
out.
to,
If we being real, the Keenan Allen deal might end up being a fleece. You might have traded a third and got Keenan Allen, who's if he comes back and plays well,
All-star
Yo,
being,
it's still
Pro
Keenan
Bowl-
Allen.
Pro
Yeah,
Bowl
you still
caliber.
got the pick.
and then you can get the compensatory pick if you let him walk. So you get Keenan Allen on a rookie year or on your quarterback's rookie year, help him develop, and you might get a third round pick out of it.
Is that pick always a third round pick? The compensatory pick?
At worst,
For
I think it's a
advantage.
fourth.
yeah,
At worst, a
it
fourth.
varies.
That's not bad.
So like, but
That
still,
would be a fleece.
But still, like he's put himself in a position where I have to make Caleb work. Like I
Oh
have,
yeah, you're
I
in
have
that
to
position
do-
for sure.
I have to
Well-
do whatever I need to do. So
But
guess
w-
what?
but for me-
I can't stockpile these picks no more.
But week 3 is the worst. Week 3 is the worst thing for that though, because poor protection, poor offensive line play, poor play calling in the red zone, and Caleb Williams didn't look bad. Caleb Williams looked like a rookie, but he didn't look bad.
True.
And so to me, that is a situation where Ryan Poles goes, hey, he's figuring it out behind this bad offensive line. Get through this season. We'll put a good offensive line in front of you with all of these picks. And
Super Bowl.
Then we can start to take off. I don't like it.
Now
I don't like it. I don't like it.
So then we can strap on our boots.
Baby,
you might have to hold on to your boots for a little while.
Here's the second half of that thought process for me. He's a player's GM. And you saw what happened with Justin Fields. He put Justin Fields in a good situation. We actually might get good compensation back from that, right?
Yeah.
He actually did right by Justin.
He did right by Justin.
I think he knew the talk around Justin was talk, and it's not actually what he believed. I think he really believed you can win with Justin Fields, but I think Caleb Williams is a dude you win because of.
Bajan is in a situation where his stock is high. We're really big on him a lot. Around the league, they seem to think that he can be good, and there's not a lot of opportunity for a backup like of his caliber to fight for a starting job, or no better time rather than now. There's a lot of teams where it's hey, man, listen, once you bench your first overall pick, Carolina, thank you for messing stuff up. Yeah. You open a realm of possibility. No one wants to be the first to do something wild. Yeah. But now that that's happened, a lot of teams are probably going to look at it like, you know what? Maybe we can get from under this situation here. I'm not saying that they will, but I'm like, hey. And even in that situation,
that's what Arizona did.
Hey, even that's can he trade? Nah, you know what I'm about to say.
Just on him because I want him deal. I traded Tyson for Bryce. I traded Tyson for Bryce. Bro, hey, you know what it is? I'm about a certain dominance, bro. Sometimes you gotta grind like Shannon Sharp into the mic. Sometimes you know what I mean. Hey, listen, I'm all about a certain dominance out here. Oh boy.
Hey, no.
Yeah. I'm all about just being like, hey, not only did I make you an XFL team, but wow, take that with you. You know what I mean?
Hey, Bryce looked like he's legitimately the mascot. So no, I'm good.
Hey, bro, Bryce, I'm not gonna lie, Bryce look bad. Bryce look bad. Hey. Here's the tough part about this too, and I know everybody wants to move on from Tyson Bagent and trade him away, and you get the capital for him because you know you're rolling with Caleb Williams. Here's the flip side of this. Hey, or you want him to have a shot to play, which is fine. I want him as the backup because I think he's a good quarterback, and I like good quarterbacks as the backup because you're probably going to need him for 4 or 5 weeks in any given season, especially with how this offensive line look.
Yeah, potentially.
I don't want to give away a Tyson Bagent.
If I'm relying on my backup at that point, the season.
Everybody's relying on their backup.
At some point,
backups have played more. Backups have played more in the last couple of seasons because of how long the season. And guess what? It's going 18 games next year.
Oh boy.
And that's
you know what I mean? Like you need a good backup quarterback because there's a lot of football to play.
Yeah. But Tyson don't want to be a backup.
There's going to be injuries.
No, his aspirations and like if Pose is going to do right by somebody, this is a perfect time.
But here's the thing: you may not want to be, but I'm giving you this contract for this year. The Tyson contract is what 2 more years. When you're done, don't resign here. You're still young. If you want to go be a starter, go be a starter.
He'll get a shot.
But I wouldn't trade Tyson away right now. I think Tyson to get a shot.
Next year's the last year of his deal.
Next year's the last year of his deal. I wouldn't trade Tyson away.
Yeah.
Unless there's a deal where it's like you said, like, listen, if realistically somebody calls about Andrew James and Andre James, I'm sorry, and the Raiders are like, we want the quarterback. Send us the Carolina pick and Andre James and Tyson Bagent, and we'll do.
Listen, I'm gonna pack Tyson back.
You know what I mean?
Honestly,
he might be really valuable when you think about it. The fact that he got 1 year left on his deal, he's going to want more money because he's going to think that he's better than what they're presenting him to be. So instead of letting him walk for nothing, why not trade him while, like you said, his value is kind of high? And just see what we can get. I mean, we ain't gonna get no starting center.
Trade him to a guy that knows him.
No, but this is
Luke
the thing.
Maybe we can get a pick out of him.
He played well with Luke.
But he's the backup quarterback. His value's never gonna go down because you're not gonna see him enough.
Right.
The mystery will always have your value higher.
Right.
I mean, it wasn't until who was old boy that was the backup in he was the starter at Alabama, won a natty.
Jalen?
No. This a while ago. And then he backed up Andy Dalton for you. AJ McCarron.
Oh, I love AJ McCarron.
Everybody did.
Cincinnati,
he was the hot name. Yeah. AJ McCarron was going on 30, and Muzz was like, I think he still got it. He ain't got it. He never started. He ain't got it. So, he was going on 30, and then Muzz, he finally got in, and Muzz was like, I see why y'all never played him.
Because he didn't get the reps.
But but what I'm saying is
AJ was found out.
You don't get the reps.
But at that point in the league, you've had enough career. AJ was in the league for a minute. I think he's still maybe in the league. I don't know. But it's one of those things where it's like that mystery was still there when he finally got his chance. That mystery of he can show something though. Like I remember him in college. He was a dog. I bet you would be all right.
Dog.
It didn't last long. It lasted that day. That game, right? It may be a couple of weeks, but that mystery will always be there. And so with Tyson Bagent, I don't think you lose any value this season unless he goes out there in 4 games and looks like absolute dog water. And I think Tyson's a good quarterback, so I don't think he's going to look like dog water. No, I think he can play.
That's one of the reasons why I think you need to trade him because, I mean, we've already talked about it. After a certain amount of time, backup quarterbacks kind of look worse and worse when they continue to get out there, which is why they're good as backup quarterbacks.
Because you can see them.
Because you can start to see, okay, game plan is good for this guy. We know how to attack him now. After game 3 or 4, his numbers start looking really bad.
And I think Hard Knocks made him look pretty good.
Hard Knocks made a lot of people look good.
But I mean, if you're watching that and you're not really that sure, and you see
boy look good.
And last year, right?
Jesus.
But Bayless.
How's that jersey coming?
How's that jersey, kid? I thought that jersey was ordered.
It's coming from China.
Oh, did him dirty.
That's a T-Boo.
T-Boo brought to you by.
Those are one of the little holes in the practice jersey.
That mug gonna say Williams.
It's a nice. It's a nice stitch jersey. I didn't do you dirty.
Williams. Definitely bought it off of that. It got like the Nike logo
Sheen,
upside down website.
I ain't doing that.
Hey, I always wanted to get one of them though. It just looked cool to me. Like nobody would know. Like, oh, that's not something specifically designed.
Well,
you still gonna know it's Nike.
He probably bought it from 4 Mills.
They would have been there by now.
Oh yeah, they got some jerseys. They got the Bears jerseys with the Caleb's number being 13.
Yeah, yeah.
Like Buddy off. What show was that?
Wait, it's a Bears jersey that says Caleb at 13.
No, it was what's the name? Got one made.
Oh, Danny Parkins.
Got one.
Parkins got one.
He did. Yeah.
Before the draft.
Before they got Keenan. Before they got Keenan,
and they was on it, dog. They started making them. They started making them.
Yeah, it was bad.
Now they got something for $5.
Now you got something for $5.
They still got Justin Fields.
Hey, that might be. Who's a 13 Williams though?
A 13 Williams.
The whole time you get a 13 Williams jersey though. You take it to a stitcher. You get Williams took off, put Allen back on. You just got a jersey for what? $50?
Unless he could. Yeah,
it's not a bad plug.
No, we ain't down that bad. For
Pat the hustler over here.
We just go ahead and buy the
The economy is bad.
Listen, because the statute of limitations is passed, we used to do some wild stuff back in the day to come up. Like we broke a PS5 controller, you just take it back to Walmart because they don't check nothing.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
They can't check it. Like literally, they can't. So you just take it back to Walmart and then be like, "Yeah, I bought this yesterday. The controller broke. I ain't got no receipt though."
Yeah,
they be like, "Okay, go get another one." I come out with another one.
That happened a lot.
I got a broken PS5 controller.
Calm down there, kid. Statute of limitations. Right. I did that when I was 15. I am 30.
PS5 wasn't that we used 15?
No, I said PS4.
Oh, okay.
You didn't say 5. But
are we?
No.
Yeah.
I know what you meant. Now? You meant like a PS3.
I meant PS4. Well, yeah, I guess it would have been PS3. It would have been. Like
15 years ago.
No, because I was playing. I tell you exactly how I broke the controller. I was playing goddamn Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, that was a game.
When they brought it back out.
That was a solid game.
When they brought it back out, it was a phenomenal game. And man, I got in that goddamn part where you was fighting Sephiroth again. And I never beat Sephiroth in doggone Final Fantasy. I never did. As a gamer, that's my biggest sin. But in that, I beat him. But it took so long.
It took me a week.
That much. I ain't had no R2. I was like, I kind of need that button.
Hey,
that's a tough one.
It's a real gamer moment because it took me a week to beat Buddy.
That reminds me of a rant you had, like it was the last year when the Bulls was playing, and you just
all the cards
get splattered everywhere.
Yeah. At the
you don't remember that? I remember that
studio.
I actually watched it live when it happened.
It was a live call. And
it was a live call.
Something, and you basically
I do that a lot.
That's when we did play-by-play.
Yeah.
Oh, wasn't that Cole? Wasn't that Bears? Wasn't that Cole Kmet? When Justin threw that pick behind Cole
at the end of the game, yeah.
Oh, yeah, because he didn't come back.
He didn't complete his route. He didn't complete his route.
Red Sea Gamer said, "Stop lying." Shut up, Red Sea.
Those were the days, baby. Those were the days.
Man, I might get on that with this Black Myth, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. Y'all seen that game?
No.
It's basically Dragon. It's what Goku is based off of in Dragon Ball Z. It's what they created him based off. They made a game off of it. Yeah.
Officially based off it?
No, that's literally the character is literally what Goku is based off of. Okay. So it's cold as heck. So I'm gonna get in on that. But no, let's finish it out with this because I gotta head out to this other event.
Yeah, we got to play security.
By the way,
Derrick Rose.
We got 500.
Over 500 in the chat.
Snap. 500.
When I get all 500, you all hit the like button.
Hey, yeah, we need y'all.
That
to
would
get
be
the
great
same-
if one day we actually
Right.
got all 500
That
people in the chat to hit the like button.
I don't think y'all realize how much it helps the channel. So
Yeah.
I'm pleading with you.
Oh,
all.
and
really
did you
does.
know? Did you know that it costs nothing to do?
It's free.
It's free.
You're like literally looking at us
I
right
love
now. Just hit the
C-dubs.
button. Just hit the button.
We lost 4 people. No,
I was just about to say.
That's why we ain't gonna keep begging with you people.
they said you like.
We fight for our lives out here.
Let's finish it out with this, boys. Chicago Bulls
Oh,
legend
numbers going down.
Yeah, I hope he's not a
number 1.
Numbers better not go down. This is a special day for Derrick Rose fans.
Derrick Rose retired today. Me and JC talked about this morning.
Yeah.
Got our emotions out. JC caught the Rose flu, so he was a little bit late to the
I was
show
a
this
little bit late.
morning.
I was sad. Hayes came on though. Shout
Hayes
out to
did come on. We got to top it up with Hayes as well.
I saw your reaction. It was perfect. That's exactly how I felt.
I didn't realize it until I got on.
He was like,
I didn't realize it because before that, all the comments were, "Oh no, this is not a retirement thing. This is just him just saying he's going to take some time to himself."
Yeah.
that video that he put out yesterday. I was like, dang, he's
cold.
tired. He hanging it up, bro.
Who's cold?
He's tired. You know what? He's been through a lot, man.
Great role.
You know, number 1 overall pick.
Mm-hmm.
Put the city on his back. You know, and literally, despite the fact that maybe some said he didn't have a jump shot, every year he improved something on his game. And even though he went down with an ACL, he still fought back. And a lot of people don't really know how hard it is to come back from an injury like that, to tear your ACL and then to tear your MCL. And then, actually, I think he had tore something 4 different times in both knees. And to come back from that takes a lot. That takes a lot of what they say is fortitude.
Mental fortitude.
A lot of mental fortitude.
Yeah.
And it's the TWTW, the will to win. You know, and even though he has some mental issues.
White Sox showing that TWTW out here. They said we're not going to be the worst.
Hey,
baby.
listen. I'm actually rooting for them.
Let me tell you,
Just to not make history.
Don't make history.
I don't
bro.
want to make
Don't
history.
I don't want to see
I know
that.
Cubs fans are out there and they wanted to.
We're right here.
Listen,
We'll be laughing if they do. I'm just gonna say,
you guys are still losers, all right? Yeah.
Not like you guys.
All right, that's true. But anyway,
How's that playoff run?
Hey, you shut your mouth.
that's
Oh,
right.
sorry.
That's right.
We were close.
Better be worse than mid.
Better to be worse.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
No, kind of. Yeah, we got
Higher
a top
pick.
10 draft pick.
Because the last time you all drafted a great team, you still didn't know how to use it.
Oh, snap.
Now what?
Oh!
Thank you.
Go ahead
Back
with
to
your
D-Rose.
Rose love out here.
But you know what? To go into New York after he had his heart and soul in Chicago, and then being told that he was getting traded when he wasn't even ready for it, breaks down. He still goes out there and plays, and maybe not to the level he wanted to, but then gets another injury. And then he goes to Cleveland. It gets another injury, I think, within the first 10 games of the season.
Yeah.
To the point where this man just went MIA and thought about retiring. He went MIA.
Yeah.
And so you got to think about everything this dude went through, and then to get traded to Utah, just for Utah to drop him like he was nothing. And this man kept that in the back of his mind. So while he's in Minnesota, guess what happens when he sees Utah on the schedule? He drops 50 on him. So he drops 50 on him, his career high. And he just talks about how he's been through so much. Who in Chicago can't relate to that?
Bro,
Hey, you know what?
I just love Jeff T's conversation on that because he was like, I'm sitting there and I'm happy that I'm up, but I'm crying. I don't know why I'm crying.
Bro.
They playing the speech over the speaker. Said, I worked my ass off, bro.
Yes.
Said, we balling right now. Nobody knows why, but we all crying.
Bro.
I'm gonna say this. This is weird because explain the shirt.
Well, when
did the shirt get cut, dog? What's going on
Was
there?
it the day of?
the shirt got cut because
Because you couldn't fit it no more?
no, I could fit it. But I wanted to play basketball and I needed a shirt.
Travis,
so I was like,
that's
let me
patent
just cut the sleeves off this one, whatever.
So
In May
here
of
we go.
2012,
You know the actual day.
your boy C-Dub went to a Chicago Bulls game, first round matchup
playoff
against
game.
the Philadelphia
Yeah, he was
76ers, game 1. Your boy D Rose drops 23, 9, and 9. The game is over. It's a minute 20 to go in the game, and the Bulls are up by 12. And Tom Thibodeau decides to keep Rose in the game. He keeps him in the game. I'm about 10 rows back behind the rim. D Rose does a hop step, jumps up, and the knee is gone. this,
I'm sorry.
the knee was gone. The knee was gone. And this was the shirt that I wore. So the knee
I'm sorry. Wait, no. Why'd you say it like that though? That's worse than Joe's funeral.
Like it just disappeared on the floor, bro. What the knee was?
Can't do it, bro.
I mean, kind of.
I mean, it did.
The knee was.
It never came back.
The knee was gone as nuts.
Man,
Jesus.
But yeah,
She said, I thought you had a Timu Rose Bulls jersey.
I'm sorry.
can Rose play O-line? That's his next job.
Oh man.
Oh,
Hey, listen, I'm gonna keep it short, simple, sweet. Someone who actually got a chance to watch him grow up. Many of us had to. I went to school. He's older than me. I was at Beasley with him. To see him, say that he wanted to actually go to the league, to see the community that rallied around him for him to actually make that happen, and then for him to get to where he is, to be the legend in Chicago that he is. I'm really happy to have seen it. Proud of him and his family for making that happen. And so, job well done. It's probably not how he wanted it to end, but at the end of the day, he's not retiring as a scrub. He's not retiring as somebody. No. He's not retiring as a has-been. Yeah. Like, we literally have connected with them on a different level than we have with any other player who's had been injured and gone through all these things. And so I'm really happy to see him go out this way, as opposed to our last memory being, some like, him not being able to get up the floor or something like that. Like, go out right now while there is still that ambiguity as to whether or not you still have it, and just ride off into the sunset. So happy to see it. Congratulations, and I'm looking forward to his next chapter.
I really am. I'm really looking forward to see what Derek has coming next. Because first off, and dog, even the retirement video, I don't know if y'all peeped this, but the reason I think people in Chicago love him is just that is Chicago. What Derek is Chicago. We are not. The second I see you, I'm in your face. I want to run up to you. To ourselves. We want to, we when we with our people, we with our people. I saw you hit that funny bone. But we with our people, we with our people. You know what I mean? And we have a good time and we open up more. When we not with our people, we're a little more reserved. You know what I mean? Like that. Yep. That's what Derrick Rose is. You brought up Ayo Dosunmu. That's really what Ayo Dosunmu is, right? Yeah. He's kind of that same way. Yeah. And I think that, at least for me, I know like the reason y'all come to this event with me is because like, that's tough for me, like being the outgoing boy. I know that seemed like a straight cap, but I can do that because I'm in a room with all my guys. But being that dude is
hard.
It's exhausting at a certain point when you got to play that role. And so I think that's why a lot of Chicago fans identify with Derrick Rose, because he feels like somebody that is like, oh yeah, he from the city.
His style of play.
He not in your face. Even with his retirement video, dog. His retirement video was a corner of his house by a window. You have no idea what his house is.
With his kids.
Writing in his
You
notes.
have no idea what anything in his house is except a bench.
And
a fireplace.
And y'all finally know what his mama sound like.
Oh, Brenda been talk.
We heard his mom
Brenda
before.
been talk. Yeah.
Well, maybe we hear.
She got a little older, but I mean, she been talk.
She did sound a little bit older. Mom, that definitely was like, oh man, we all aging. Yeah, I mean, that's big mama right now. That's how it felt to me. I was like, bro, we all aging out here. This is crazy. Like, yeah, but don't stop. You know what I mean? I'm not looking for the other option. Hey, man, we're going to get up out of here. Appreciate you guys for tuning in and showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. Leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. For Mr. Meaty Jordan JC, the pettiest man alive, Mr. P. Kid, and of course, the depressed Dub, C-Dub in the building. It's your boy, Pat the Designer, back at it again. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Bear down, one love. C-Red Nation. D-Rose. Congrats. Have a great life, dog. Congrats.
Yes, sir. Oh, boy. Yeah, you can sing your
I'm in my room. Sorry, I apologize.
It's so hard.
But the history of us having no knees is wild.
Bro, everybody in Chicago.
That's that concrete playground,
Lonzo ain't from here, though.
Well, Lonzo ain't from here. Bro, I said it this morning, bro. Hooping on concrete. Like the next generation of Chicago kids will be better.
But in a lot in our style,
Chicago
style of